So Justin Trudeau continues to embarrass Canada on the world stage. Here's the headline. Canadian troops forced to buy their own helmets and meals in Latvia after Trudeau government fails to provide either. Now, I'm sure Trudeau would probably like to just get rid of the military entirely. I mean, his plan seems to be to just let China take over without a shot fired anyway. But of course, this does reveal Trudeau's priorities. Canadians in Latvia are forced to buy their own modern ballistic helmets. And I guess these have integrated hearing protection, can also be used as a headset. So the soldiers, sailors, and airmen, they're in Latvia as part of a NATO effort to curtail further territorial expansion by Russia. The troops are also buying their own rain gear and ammo belts, and females deployed with the force are not happy with the body armor that they've been issued because it doesn't fit properly. Now, Canada's a wealthy country. You'd think that Canada would be able to afford basic stuff like this, like rain gear and ammo belts. And certainly we know that Trudeau is extremely spendthrift, as illustrated by the gigantic national debt, which has just exploded under Trudeau's reign. But no money for stuff like this. Where could it all be going? Oh, well, he's spending $1.5 million for increased security for Pride events. Yeah, it doesn't seem to ever be any real problem at any Pride events, though, other than maybe protesters for a drag queen story time, which have been peaceful and just an entirely reasonable thing to do. Maybe you could get a slight concussion from being hit in the head at a parade by a flying dildo or something. But it's really just about the virtue signal. That's all that Trudeau is. He's just a human virtue signal. But that's just a drop in the bucket. I mean, look at this. $200 million to establish the Black-led Philanthropic Endowment Fund, which will create a sustainable source of funding to support Black communities. Well, maybe just support every community. How about that? How about $172 million over 5 years to enhance our ability to collect disaggregated data, especially on diverse populations, to bring more, you guessed it, equity, fairness, and inclusion into federal government decision-making? You'd think Canada was this awful place. It's really not. How about $408 million to promote official languages? They're already the official languages. They don't need it. How about $100 million over 5 years to support the implementation of the forthcoming federal LGBTQ2 action plan, which will support a fairer and more equal Canada for LGBTQ2 Canadians? I just can't help but feel it. Canada's, if not the most tolerant place on earth, it's in the top 3. I'm not sure we need this. And that's just a bit of the money that Trudeau has thrown to the wind. And in the meantime, Canadian soldiers posted to foreign countries have to buy their own rain gear. I guess they just don't have enough lesbians and trans people of color for Trudeau to care yet. It says there are about 700 Canadians attached to the 1,500-person strong battle group in Latvia. It isn't properly equipped with current anti-tank weapons, anti-drone defenses, or an air defense system that can counter helicopters and jet threats. Ironically, some of the Danish soldiers who are arriving in theater have Canadian-made equipment that hasn't been issued to Canadians. So the soldiers of other countries get Canadian-made equipment before Canadians. How much do you want to bet that if they were asking for cross-sex hormones, they'd have it tomorrow? Quote, in general, it was concerning, verging on embarrassing to see the differences in issued soldier equipment between us and the Danes. Quote, this was only exacerbated by the fact they were carrying more advanced Canadian-made Colt Canada rifles, mounting more advanced Canadian LCAN DR sights, and the fact that most of the systems our soldiers lacked were easily available on the open market, and not some sort of closely guarded technology. Let's see, it says this is only the latest recent example of Canadian troops having to fend for themselves while deployed in support of NATO. Canadians deployed to Poland had to buy their own meals because cooks did not accompany them on the mission. If they thought they would be reimbursed for dining on the local economy, they soon found out that a massive bureaucratic backlog of claims made that impossible, causing mounting restaurant bills. So they can't equip them, they can't feed them. I guess unless the only thing that the soldiers want is a booster shot, they're out of luck. Anyway, please subscribe, like, and share. Sharing really helps me out. I thank you for that. I will see you next time.